Hey everyone, today I'm summarizing Into the Water by Paula Hawkins. This is just my take, not a full review, and it includes major spoilers. If you'd like to read the book, the purchase link is in the description. Let's get started. Jules, Abbott was dragged back to the old mill house when her sister Danielle, Nell Abbott, died. She had to take care of the 15-year-old daughter Nell left behind, and also investigate the details surrounding her death. The initial cause of death was ruled as suicide, but the situation seemed more complicated. The story is narrated by the following characters: Jules, Josh, Nikki, Lena, Mark, Louise, Aaron, Patrick, Helen, and Sean. Jules is Nell's younger sister. They didn't get along much when they were younger because Nell was ashamed of Jules at the time. After all, Jules was overweight, while Nell was one of the most popular girls in town. After their mother's death, she moved away because she thought Nell knew that Robbie raped her and just disregarded it. Nell kept calling her, asking her to come home, but she wouldn't answer because she still held a grudge. She even received a call from Nell, sounding really afraid, asking for help. It was too late for her to realize that she had hated Nell for the past years because she misunderstood Nell's words. Nell told her, "Tell me honestly, wasn't there some part of you that liked it?" Jules thought she was referring to what happened between her and Robbie, Nell's boyfriend. The truth was, Nell was referring to the water since she nearly drowned after Robbie raped her. Nell was asking about the feeling she got when the water almost had her whole. She's filled with regrets. Also, she doesn't know what really happened with Nell, but a part of her believes it is not suicide. Josh. He is Katie's younger brother. Katie was Lena's best friend, the girl who died before Nell. Josh was the one who finally told the truth, as he could no longer keep it to himself. His sister Katie had been in a relationship with her 29-year-old teacher Mark. Katie killed herself because she feared the relationship would be exposed, and Mark would lose everything. It was also revealed that Nell had been threatening to expose the truth, which makes Mark a suspect in Nell's death. Nikki. Nikki is a psychic who claims to communicate with the dead. She provided clues to reveal the killer, but no one took her seriously. She suggested that Nell's death was not a suicide. Lena. She is Nell's 15-year-old daughter. Lena is convinced that Nell committed suicide because she blamed herself for Katie's death. Since Nell had threatened to expose the relationship between Katie and Mark, Lena believes her mother drove Katie to the edge. According to Lena, Nell's guilt led her to take her own life. Mark. He is Katie's 29-year-old lover. When Katie told him there was a chance Nell would expose their relationship, he broke up with her and insisted she leave. After the breakup, Katie committed suicide. Since Lena could not forgive him, she went to his house, which ended in disaster. Mark drove her far away to try to clarify things, but it still resulted in a violent confrontation. Before releasing Lena, Mark revealed that, contrary to what the detectives believed, he didn't murder Nell. It was actually Helen, because he had seen Nell's bracelet in her office, who killed Nell. Louise. She is Katie's mother. Louise had an argument with Nell because she blamed her for Katie's death. At the time, she didn't know about Katie's relationship with Mark or the real reason behind her suicide, so she blamed Nell. Nell had been writing about the drowning pool, and Louise believed that Nell had given Katie the idea to end her life. Since Louise was still angry at Nell and, in a way, relieved by her death, she became one of the suspects. Aaron. Aaron is a detective from out of town, working alongside the local detective Sean. She discovered, through Louise, that Sean and Nell had been in a relationship, which Aaron found inappropriate, especially since Sean was handling the investigation into Nell's death. Initially, Aaron suspected Helen, so she confronted her about the bracelet found in her office. However, it was Patrick who answered, revealing that he had killed Nell, taken the bracelet, forgotten about it, and that Helen had kept it. Aaron arrested Patrick for the murders of Nell and his late wife Lauren. Helen. She is Sean's wife, and she knew about his relationship with Nell. Before Patrick took the blame, Helen was considered a suspect because she clearly had a motive and she had kept Nell's bracelet. Patrick. He is Sean's father. Patrick admitted that he had killed his wife, Lauren, 30 years ago. They got into a fight, during which he hurt her, and then drove her to the river to dispose of her body. Sean was with them at the time, but since he was still young, he simply thought the memory was a nightmare. Patrick made up a story, claiming that Lauren had committed suicide by throwing herself into the water because she was in love with another man. Patrick later confessed that he killed Nell because he was worried she posed a threat to Helen and Sean's marriage, and he wanted to protect them. He was sent to prison for the murders. Sean, he moved away from town and resigned from his position. He was devastated to discover that it was his father, Patrick, who had killed his mother. In the end, Sean made a shocking revelation. Nell had been persistently asking him about what really happened with Lauren, convinced that she had been murdered. During one of their conversations, while standing on a cliff, Sean pushed Nell into the water. As he said, "With my hands in the small of Nell's back, I pushed her away." It turns out that Sean had killed Nell, but Patrick had taken the blame. That's the end of Into the Water by Paula Hawkins. If you enjoyed the summary, grab the book through the link in my bio, subscribe for more, and check out my other videos. Thanks for watching.